Giving it the old stink eye.
That's the quietest start we've ever had.
We always have a quiet start until we get our levelers, our camera levelers,
And our equipment.
huh?
On all our equipment.
Yeah. Never been closer to being real than it is right now. Oh, we already got a
Cheers to you. Cheers to you. Whoever's on there, who we got?
Bam.
So we're a little. So from this angle, it's this way. As I'm looking at the screen, there's too much white. It needs to come this way. This is here. This is here. Pinch. Oh. You're going the right way, but you're not there yet. Just a little bit more. Don't stop.
Get it, get it.
It's almost perfect.
Don't stop. Get it. That is
Just
so
slightly
disturbing.
ajar.
What is he doing over there?
It's a gentle touch. You got it. You did
Guys!
it.
Oh,
You did it.
man.
You did it.
I don't know.
Break out a level.
Rhett, I think that breaks rules of the basement.
Oh, jeez. For goodness sake.
Why don't you fall asleep over
Get
there?
on the record. Yeah, take a nap. Hey. We already got a thumbs up.
Nice.
We got a no dang already. Welcome, everybody, to another Tuesday night. On behalf of First Amendment Sports, I'm Ken Marangolo. This is Thank God It's Tuesday, the official Washington Commanders podcast of Hogs Haven. He's Tim Strachan.
I'm just glad that I cannot be called the Wilford Brimley of tonight's draft segment.
Well,
It's impossible.
It's still possible.
all
it's
these
not.
songs did occur in the '90s, which allows you to
Correct.
be. But I believe you
It's
bring
impossible.
You might bring the most Wilford style jam, but that's all right.
He's Kevin Ricka.
The big Willie style. I am so excited. T's been cramming like for an exam over here. I love it. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about. This is gonna be a great one, man. We need a bunch of distractions tonight, so let's. Nothing better than '90s music to get your mind off things.
Let's get the distraction started right out of the bat, right out of the gate, right off the top of the show. Lunch, box, snacks, 3-round draft. Just shake the cobwebs loose. Get ourselves in the right
Forgot
frame
we
of
were going
mind.
there.
Frame of mind. Kevin, you get to go first. Kevin, and then T is going to go second. 3-round draft. Things you put in your lunchbox when you were a kid. Lunchbox snacks, or if you're still making lunchbox snacks today.
You should be still eating lunchbox snacks.
I
today.
still am. I mean, I think
course.
I'm giving myself.
Especially if you have
I'm
kids.
taking a hit here by going last, but I know
Nah,
I
there's
know
plenty to
my
choose.
board.
I did not know we were doing this tonight,
This
but I
is
do
a-
know.
this is
And
gonna
then you
hit
made
you
me the
hard.
number one pick, and I'm glad because I got one pick that just sticks out. And I'm going handy snacks, brother.
Yeah.
The 4 crackers with the processed cheese. When they used to give you the little red stick, that was when it was top notch. Now they make you use your finger or a cracker. Either way, it's crack delicious to me. I go through about 5 or
That's
6
great.
of them.
That's a great
Handy
call.
snacks.
Handy
my number one
snacks.
pick.
T.
I gotta go with the classic Twinkie.
Oh, thank God. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Twinkie, but I was so afraid you were going to go oatmeal cream pie, and I wasn't going to be able to live with myself if I didn't get the oatmeal cream pie right out of the gate.
Really?
Yeah, I love oatmeal cream pie. And you know what? I'm going to go Star Crunch at the top of the second round. Oatmeal cream pie, Star Crunch. I'm staying Little Debbie. I'm Little Debbie loyal right out of the gate. So, T, it's coming back to you.
Gotta go straight up with the Cool Ranch Doritos.
All right. That counts.
It's the greatest,
More of it.
greatest chip made.
It's
Well,
a snack pack.
Well, you just went chip out of nowhere, and it's the nacho cheese Dorito is the greatest chip ever made. Well, it was made for many, many years before the Cool Ranch came along.
I
so.
bet-
Maybe, might be the only chips picked in this
But
draft.
for me, it's
Yeah,
Cool Ranch.
It's going to be the only Cool Ranch chips picked. I'm going to go. I can't think of which brand I want to go, but the Little Debbie peanut butter.
The Nutter Butter?
Yes, the
Nutter Butter?
is
Or
that what it's
nut-
called?
nut-
Yeah,
Nutty
it's-
Buddy? Nutter Butter.
There's a bunch of different.
I think it's the Nutter Butter. The wafer, like the long
I love
sticks.
them. That's one of my picks.
I would have gone there. If I didn't go Star Crunch,
The
that's where I was going.
PB is just. I mean, that thing is crack to me, and gosh, man, I gotta take it back to the old school. It's a long living standard. The fruit roll up, man.
That was the first
roll-up.
one. E.O.
Yeah, I'm
Anderson.
just not a big sugar
Anderson's
guy.
first round pick was a
Yeah.
fruit roll up.
I mean, you can't eat a lot of fruit roll-ups these days in your mid-40s. It's not real good for the digestive tract.
Is
But
that
man,
true? It's
I mean,
fruit.
well, I've tried it.
How much? It's got to be like mostly fruit.
When was the last time you tried to roll fruit up? It's tough.
It's really tough.
All right, well, that's where I'm at. Peanut butter, whatever, Nutty Buddies,
Nutter butter.
Nutter butter, handy snacks, and a fruit roll-up. I'm
All
well
right.
on my way.
T, you got Cool Ranch Doritos and Twinkie in your
You didn't get them
bag.
every day. It was a special treat. Was the homemade chocolate chip cookies your mom made the night before?
I mean, dude, seriously?
what it
Obviously it's a winner, but
Okay, I'll go with the homemade brownies that my mom made there before.
I
you
thought
know?
this was my. I thought this was my lunchbox.
No.
This is not my lunchbox.
no, it's not
This
your
is not-
lunchbox.
I thought
This
it's
is not
it's my
Pleasantville.
lunchbox.
This is not Pleasantville lunch,
But it's
made.
my lunchbox.
It
It's
is
my
your
snack.
Oh
lunchbox.
God,
It's my.
It's gonna be a long
snacks.
night. It's gonna be a
gonna
long
tough
night.
one. It's gonna be a tough one.
Board.
All right.
Am I allowed to bring a homemade snack to school and
Nope.
I think you're
boast
missing
about
the
it?
point of.
I mean, we're talking.
Oh,
no one
so-
else.
I
mean,
nobody
like,
else
what
in
the
the
hell
board
here?
could have your mom's.
Yeah, give him some famous Amos. Take a couple Chips Ahoy. Like, suck it up here, bro. This is lunchbox on a daily basis. This isn't like my mom's a baker and I got a croissant sandwich.
Then give me a Snickers.
Lunch snacks, dude. It's like Cheez-Its. Like
I
freaking
said
like,
I asked for clarification
chips,
a
not
week ago.
candy
I said
bars.
what qualifies as a snack, and you actually said anything, including a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
A second peanut butter and
no,
jelly
those are
sandwich or a third.
lunchbox items, not lunchbox snacks.
That's true. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up with a
This
honey
was
bun.
snacks.
I'm gonna Little Debbie.
There you
I'm
go.
gonna go Little Debbie.
We
3
have those
rounds.
at the house right now. We have the Little Debbie honey buns at the house for the kids.
They're delicious.
I don't think I don't think he gets it.
But I will tell you
I
this.
hate playing these games.
I will.
the fucking
Okay, so I
worst.
love
It's the
playing
most
these games
fun
with
we
T.
have. Stop telling us to get off your lawn.
I love playing these games with T. I love where his mind goes, and his lunchbox is legit. I mean, he does have Cool Ranch Doritos.
I get it.
Homemade chocolate chip cookies and a Twinkie.
Twinkie was a fine, upstanding answer. Twinkie was
I
right
thought it- I
there.
thought it
No,
was
then
the,
you went
I thought it was the
Snickers.
number one.
But
No,
well,
then he got off. Like chips was not really part of it. That would be chips, I think.
chips is more of a side.
Yeah, chips is a chips. We could have that. Let's have that one. Let's
We're
get
gonna
chips
have
out
that
there.
one. All right, we're gonna
Ranch?
put that on the list. All right, so tonight, obviously, we will be getting to it. Our '90s album 5-round draft, and I will say we are proud to say for the first time, for the first Tuesday, a member of the board will join us in this draft. Now, I don't know how long the delay is between. I think it's like a matter of seconds, so it's not going to be a big deal when it's the board's turn to pick. And tonight, since he suggested it and he is done the research, and I know this as a matter of fact, Greg Martin will represent the board in tonight's draft, and that means that on a going forward basis, we will do our best to incorporate a member of the board in future drafts. We have a list of ideas still, and we'll keep track of who's throwing them out there, and we'll make sure that people get a chance to be in there. So we're not going to go to the draft just quite yet because there is some actual Commanders news. There's not much. But I do think it's like this is officially water cooler talk as opposed to us making a mountain out of a molehill, which is obviously the Mary Jo White fan club and the latest and greatest. So this is where I think we're going to file this under Dan Snyder, for all of his faults and deficiencies, has a gigantic pair of balls because after getting essentially found guilty by the league for a toxic environment, because he was fined and he was punished. He's not allowed to run the team. His wife has to run the team. For making videos of naked cheerleaders, sexually harassing people, had to fire some people because of that. Keeping 2 sets of accounting books, kind of a problem for the league. Kind of a problem. More sexual harassment allegations.
Shame.
More of it. The D.C. District Attorney and the state of Virginia District Attorney opening up separate investigations into all of these allegations, as well as probably trying as hard as they possibly can to dig up more stuff. His thought was, and not just that, in light of news that we've heard where there's apparently a group of NFL owners desperate to find 24 of their friends to vote this guy out.
Whipping counts. Whipping votes.
It's a straight. They got the majority whip involved here. In light of all of this, Dan Snyder sitting at his kitchen table at home said, "You know what I'm going to do? I think it's time we dropped $100 million of real estate to build a stadium in the middle of nowhere, Virginia." I mean, I'm a Marylander. Obviously, I like where the stadium is. I'd rather it be in D.C. It should be in D.C. It's the freaking Washington Redskins football team, Commanders. But the fact that he just was like, I'm probably not going to be the owner here much longer. I've already renamed the team twice in the last 2 years.
I'm starting to really think Kevin's right.
Oh no. Kevin's
he
play
has
is
no idea what's going on.
Kevin. He has no idea what's going on. But Kevin's also right in the terms of he'll survive.
He has completely just closed himself in and doesn't believe that he thinks everybody loves him. He thinks everybody wants the team to go to Virginia.
I don't think he thinks that, T. I think he doesn't care.
Well, I think it's both. I think he thinks the people he surrounded himself with and insulated with yes men love him, and he doesn't care about the fucking rest of us because he has now taken this team and ripped generational fun from almost a generation and a half of us. The biggest loser in the world, the lying guy's been sued by everyone. You already went through the list. The backstabbing, disgusting, cheater, pig, horrible human being that now is up and taking the team from our state where we all live and just trying to take it far, far, far away. He's trying to do everything wrong to the generation and a half of fans. And by the way, the worst part is after all the news of the votes and all the crap last week, all of a sudden now the news comes out that we paid $100 million. We didn't. We procured the ability to pay for the rights for a small window. Yeah. It's only us that can negotiate ourselves out of it. And that's just the biggest garbage crap of shit ever. And by the way, it's in Warrenton, not Dumfries. Now we've got Loudoun County involved. We wanted that too. He's going to put little bids on everything. He's just such a dumb
If you get real cynical, maybe this is a move by him to try to buy off the investigation, saying I can bring so many jobs, so many, so much traffic, so much money.
Well, to be fair, T,
don't take me down. I can bring you something that's going to make it
He's bidding
even better.
Maryland and Virginia against each other, and DC's not out of it yet. So to a certain degree, yes. He's like, look what I've got here. Virginia said they'd give up, I think, what do they say, $300 million maybe, or $400 maybe, or whatever. And Maryland's got $300. Now it's just a pissing contest, and everybody knows it. And this guy is not good. Has he ever tricked us as a fan base? Like, aside from being a rotten piece of shit, we already know that. He thinks he's so smart. He's never doing anything that we're like, oh my God, we know he's going to do the grossest, nastiest. Like when they said Commanders, we were like, yeah, no shit, idiot. No shit, you dumbass.
Yeah,
like you are just the worst. Yeah, exactly. You're just such a dunce, man.
So that's happening, and we're no closer to finding out what Mary Jo White has been up to or is up to, or the D.C. and Virginia investigation, or the congressional investigation,
she's
or
not
the
returning,
NFL.
She's not returning your text?
No.
Well, I mean, you are her biggest fan. But this guy bought the most expensive house in the DMV in Northern Virginia, right by 95, so he can fly his helicopter over all of us sitting on 95 for 3 hours trying to get to the game. And we can watch him fly back over. Are you talking about the biggest piece of shit ever?
On Waze, I Wazed it last night. It was 1 hour and 22 minutes, like without traffic. Without traffic. So, but you know what? There's a ton of people who this stadium will be close to. I don't begrudge them having, if this, depending on how things work out, if whatever. But the way the guy who's in charge of it now, the guy who's pulling the strings now, the guy who's making the decisions now, there's nothing good at the heart of anything he's doing.
Good thing it's in Potomac Mills Mall, wherever the hell else, Dumfries, Warrenton, wherever the hell else you're going to stick it out in the middle of nowhere, because that's ridiculous. And the coolest part, for those people, it's going to be hyper-color. We're just going to plop a stadium that changes color on the outside. Have you read this? The roof is bright white. During the daytime, it could be white or burgundy. During the nighttime, it will be translucent. It will change to a different color depending on some new design. So we're putting a hyper-colored T-shirt on our stadium. Everyone else has a full city. We're dreaming of an imaginary city we're going to build around it.
With a moat.
With a moat and boats and cheerleaders.
And boats and hoes.
I don't know if we can say that anymore, but, the old Daniel Snyder regime, that's what it was about.
He's just quoting a song.
It is a great song.
Prestige worldwide.
I know, prestige
worldwide.
But, yeah, no, that's great. That's great, Danny boy. You're doing a great job, buddy. By the way, you're going down shortly. This is his final last couple swings.
Yes.
Somebody's going to take him down.
I love it. You're getting excited.
I think Mary Jo might just smother him with ethanol and light him on fire. Does that work, ethanol and fire?
Sure, why not?
Well,
if anyone knows how to do it, it's Mary Jo White.
And if anyone to have a test subject for it, we should try burning Daniel Snyder. That would be my guess. Wow, just his leg. I'm not saying we
Listen,
Yeah.
this show is for entertainment purposes only. Please don't
Do you
try to
know
burn ethanol.
Do you know how entertaining it would be for everyone to get one gut punch to Dan Snyder? Can you imagine the line?
You just want to
Like
Mussolini
an
him?
airplane.
Just wanna put him in the town square.
Like an
and have everyone
airplane
line
when
up?
she's freaking out.
Yes,
Everybody
yes.
The old Italian
people
pinata.
swinging chains.
That's why we did it in the old country, by the way. Well, those of us
Brass
with
knuckles,
vowels at the end of our
nunchucks.
names.
Yeah,
That's how it worked.
I know.
I'm just, it was the Last Kingdom. That's the way they would handle it. Uhtred might handle it. Oh, see
How far?
he's
You're
like,
almost done, are you?
Yep.
Come on,
I'm telling you, don't sleep on it.
Uhtred.
He's reminding me now. If he is the prototypical villain of the story, right? He's going down. Or is this MFer Kaiser Sose?
He's not
Is he gonna
Kaiser
get-
Sose.
is
Nah,
he
he's
gonna
not
get away
that
with
smart.
No.
He's not that smart.
Maybe
We
his
can never-
wife. Maybe his wife is.
Yeah.
I mean, she
His
might be-
lawyers, they told him not to email 20 years ago. That's a pretty good move.
Yeah.
That's pretty slick on their behalf. They're like, listen, you terrible piece of never, ever get an email address.
There's something called discoverability. Discovery.
We've
Do
been
not
around
email.
you for 1 hour, and we know your slimy ass should never,
No.
ever transmit your feelings via anything public.
In my entire professional career, I don't have an inclination or a predisposition to just email stupid stuff anyways. But there was one guy who literally told me to my face, "Don't ever send me an email. I'm never sending you an email." And to this day, I'm like, that was the dirtiest, slimiest guy I've ever worked with or ever been a part of a project with. And I'm like, it all checks out. It all checks out. And that's why that's those people who say stuff like that.
I mean, what's he going to do? Have Renaissance festivals in this bad boy? It's in Dumfries, Virginia. It's going to have a stage and shit, blah, blah. That'll be fine. But how do you get in and get out? Like, who's going? If you don't live there, and it's not a densely populated area.
It's not densely populated.
All right, so if that's your play, then you bluff it. That's the worst bluff ever. I mean, but
Building a
people know he's
stadium.
dumb enough to do it.
He is.
He thinks if he builds it, they will come. Who's coming? Who's going to see the Hypercolor T-shirt wrapped around our formerly? Not that we've ever had a great stadium since
Well, you
RFK.
think about it, though.
but
There are people who drive from West Virginia, who drive from Carolina.
I'm happy
Sure.
for them.
Yeah.
I'm happy for them.
Weekly.
We need if they're that dedicated, they deserve it. But
Well, he's destroyed it for a lot of those
Yeah,
people.
that's what
I
I'm
was
saying.
with those people. I got to FedEx at 6 a.m., and those people were pulling in with me to be like the first 25, 30 cars in line and to have a tailgate before the tailgate. And it was Charlotte.
I always, yeah.
It was Morgantown.
Yep.
It was.
I thought it was
way out
crazy when
there
I would
in
be coming home from a
Virginia.
Maryland game on 66, like on a Sunday. If it was like far away enough that I stayed over, and coming home and you got Redskins people just jammed in traffic,
Yeah.
heading to a game. I'm like, good lord.
Yep.
But
No,
you're right. Maybe he's ruined it for them too.
I kind of was thinking maybe he's like buying himself his severance package. Like if someone buys this team for $5 or $6 billion, they'll be like, you can have your Dumfries Mall parking lot project. Go with God, sir. We're not building this team.
good luck in Dumfries.
Yeah,
There's
good
gonna
luck
be
in Dumfries.
Gonna be an old yacht hanging out halfway out of the ground somewhere in Dumfries. Oh God.
All right, well, that's enough
Yeah,
of that. But that is news. That happened. That's all happened since the last time we met in this basement. It's
Yeah.
all new shit that's come to light in the parlance of our times. And we very much appreciate all of you clicking on the subscribe button. Please do it. It's free. It helps us out a lot. And if by chance you hear something from now until the end of the show that you like, hit the thumbs up. It doesn't cost you nothing. It's a little click of the old mouse. We appreciate it. E.O. Anderson has good news, good Redskins news. We absolutely can celebrate Curtis Samuel hitting the practice field, looking fast, looking athletic.
He said, "I feel good. I feel fast."
He's fast.
I love this guy. I love him.
I know.
I hope he
We
stays
love
healthy. I can't wait to see him play football healthy. I really can't.
We're all Big Ten wide receivers, two OSU, one PSU. Listen, I know I'm not even gonna raise the flag of the last year with Terry, Curtis, and Jahan mixing in a little Diami. You have everything you need. I mean, you have everything you need to be good at the wide receiver position. How good can they be? We got to see it. They got to be on the field and they got to show us. But you got what you need. You have speed. You have hands for days, and that we do know about Dotson. We know that Curtis can catch. We know that Terry can catch. Dotson's never been in the league, but he came into the league with
he's got ridiculous
the best hands in the draft.
Bizarre.
So between those guys and mixing a little Diami on the outside, if we can veer just slightly and have a little bit of football talk, I was trying to think about this today. From a skill position standpoint, the year-to-year jump, maybe based on what we saw at the end of last year, and I was thinking Diami Brown does, to me, more so than some other guys, stand the best chance to jump from a production standpoint for this team in the league.
For many reasons.
Yes.
Many reasons.
Well, let's be honest, he probably had a more typical rookie season, which is not enough for fans, right?
Sure.
But in terms of where he probably slots on a Rivera, yeah, he needs to make a bigger jump this year. But I mean, he showed flashes of it. He wasn't supposed to come in here and be, a top guy right away or anything like that. So I think we saw what we were supposed to get. But yes, this is where you become the professional. You make a huge jump from year 1 to year 2 because you now have a lot of experience and understand some nuances of the game that you've worked on in the offseason that helps complement the guys that you're with.
He also came on strong at the end of the season last year. Ron said himself in the run game, he became way more physical. Well, that's part of the transformation. We all know you show up in the league, it's a little different than the ACC or the Big Ten. So that's a big deal. Also, the biggest deal for him taking that year 2 jump, that sophomore jump, what everyone said from OTAs is what we've been saying, but it's fun to hear the guys see that pop. That arm showed up at OTAs, and everyone took notice. And it was the most noticeable thing, and I don't want to get into it. We know how strong that man's arm is. Diami Brown, we know how fast that guy is. Now he's good at tracking balls downfield. It's going to help him a freaking ton to have a Carson Wentz here. Also, to see him next to my guy, Taylor Heineke. They stood next to each other warming up today. There's a picture of them stretching. It looks like a center standing next to a 2-guard. I love, you know how I feel about my guy. That's my Heineke. This dude standing next to him looked like there was a mismatch in the post, and we got to run someone on the backside to double because he is in big trouble on the block. It looked like a man and his son, actually. So this is going to be the dude that we got to get used to. 6'4", 2 1/4. This is a big burly man, so that's going to be a difference maker for us as well. It's going to make the offense look a lot different. I'm not saying so much better, you know where we're at with this, but
they gotta
his
show
physical presence is immense.
Chris Wallace said it best: "Show me, homie."
Agreed.
I was trying to think of like what's like a secret hidden thing about Diami Brown making the sophomore leap, and I came back to Sam Howell. Now, I don't know if Sam Howell's going to play ball this season. I think for our sakes, our best chance of being a good team this year is Sam Howell never sees the field. Because Carson Wentz plays well, or Taylor Heineke plays well, when he has to. But the quarterback room is its own room, and if Carson Wentz needs a little whisper, Sam Howell knows Diami Brown's game extremely well. When Sam Howell had his best year in college, in terms of weapons, Diami Brown was one of his main weapons. I think that maybe just a teeny tiny little dash of Sam Howell telling Carson Wentz, oh, by the way, if you get him on this side of the field in this particular pattern, like he owns it. I don't know how much that's worth, but I think that Carson Wentz, he's talented enough and he's a veteran enough to where there's a little bit of video game aspect to it. You can actually give him some information, and he can execute it.
Also, Sam Howell throws a beautiful deep ball.
Yep.
It's a known deal, and he threw a beautiful deep ball 2 years ago to Diami Brown many, many times for many, many big plays. That's his big deal. He didn't have the ability to throw it last year. Not as many guys out wide. We know that. But that being said, hopefully Sam Howell isn't talked about a ton, and this is why. Carson Wentz's answer or non-answer to Jim Irsay this week made me super proud. We don't have a guy who's worried about his own ego. He took all that shit right on the chin and just said, well, He took the high road. Irsay has been poking the bear all offseason. He's got a freaking thorn in his side about this guy. I don't know what it is, and he's a lunatic.
He's crazy.
Exactly. But he keeps acting like a crazy ass,
crazy.
and our guy keeps sitting there in the public, in the press, and wearing it and owning it the way you want your veteran quarterback to. He didn't bitch or moan. He didn't point a finger. He didn't even plead his own case. He just said, I wish it didn't go that
That's
way.
just like
That's the-
your
that's-
opinion,
yeah.
man.
That's
I mean,
the
that's-
first step to being the comeback player.
Yeah.
And exactly. I love it. You know what? We don't need around here any more freaking drama. And anyone trying to bring it to our organization, if he deflects it that way, that easily, and it's a non-issue that we didn't even talk about barely this week, I freaking love it. Great start with the press, Carson Wentz.
Hopefully, Irsay and the rest of the people, on the Colts.
Well, fuck Irsay. How about that? Pardon my language.
They're all the ones that are going to be holding their butt cheeks together if he starts getting it together and has a good year, because they're going to look like crap.
Especially here, when they should have been better. The Colts should have been in the playoffs. The Colts and the other. And again, this isn't a scheduled show. Whether it's next week or the week after.
Are you gonna say it?
They ended the season. Colts ended the season against Jacksonville in a game Indianapolis had to have and should to have won, and they didn't have won. And we get Jacksonville right out of the gate in week 1. I think that's a big deal. I do. You can't be a professional like
With Doug
Carson
Peterson,
Wentz.
by the way.
With Doug Peterson,
That's just like
you
come
can't
on,
be a
man.
professional
Holy crap.
in this
That's
league
true.
and not
Pregame shows are gonna have a
not want to list this
field
much
day with
more
that.
because
Yeah.
of it. Like at that level you're always trying your hardest and you're always giving your best. But that's a little extra. There's something there you can't deny. What's up, J Dubs? Irsay is too busy, but he's too busy buying everything. He's too busy being just an absolute idiot. You know what? He's too busy. He's too busy trying to be the story of his team, and that's a recipe for absolute plunging to the bottom of the league. When your owner is deciding, that he's going to be the story of the team.
The Mayo plunge. He's turning into the Jeff Fisher of owners in the league. He's really starting to chat
Ooh.
my ass a little bit.
Ooh,
I just don't like him. He's all grossly Midwestern mustached up, and it's just kind of gross to me. And he just keeps acting this way.
If you guys had to guess, and this is a fun game we can play, and we don't know all the owners, Jim Irsay, yay or nay on Dan Snyder if he had to vote? I know none of us know. If you had to guess.
He's going to give a yay. That slime ball, Misery Loves Company, and those dudes, they're two peas in a pod.
Okay.
I actually
Jer-
don't think he gives a shit. I think he'd be,
Right.
and he'll probably get media together and tell them that he voted no the next day.
Yeah, and he wrote yes, not giving a shit. He'd be like, oh, all those other assholes are voting. No,
Yeah.
I don't give a damn.
Well, we
I'll
know
do whatever
Jerry
I
Jones
want.
is
I
voting-
do what I want. I'm Irsay.
So wait, they got 8 guys. 8 guys can vote for Dan Snyder, and we don't care. I think Jerry Jones is one of those 8 guys out of the chute. I gotta believe Jimmy Haslam possibly is one of those guys, just because.
Are you whipping votes right now?
No. I'm trying to count the votes that we're not going to get.
You're whipping votes.
Yeah.
I'm doing the opposit though. We need to whip. We need to whip the. We need to get the Buffalo Bills owner. We need to get the New Orleans Saints owner. We need to get the Seattle Seahawks owner. We need to get.
Who did Irsay used to party with? Because he
I
used to
know.
get down. So let's figure that one out.
He's got.
We
they
got
all
to find out his
skeletons.
inner circle is. There's going to be people that have some knowledge because he was all
Yeah, but it's old.
jacked up for a few years.
I can't. Okay, so we
Shit,
know.
old shit's good shit these days. We just got to find some
but
old
that one you-
shit.
that one
Here's
you've
who I know
gone
is
through the
voting on
steps
our
to
side. Like,
get right.
The Giants are voting on our side. They've been sticking it to Snyder for the last decade. Every chance they get, the Maras have zero love for, and I believe the Rooneys will vote to get him out.
I've never seen another owner host Daniel Snyder as their guest, besides maybe Jura.
Jerry Jones.
We're gonna whip these votes. All right, we'll continue to whip the votes. There, by the way, there is in a whisper of a rumor of a smoky, hazy, can't make it out rumor that the vote for this could be within the next 7 days. Now, I'm not reporting that, just so that everyone knows. Obviously, I am reporting that this team will get sold. I've been pretty strong on that for the last 6 months or so. I'd say.
7 days. How are you going to get 32 of the fanciest white guys together in 7 days?
I don't know.
This is going
I
to be
don't know.
impossible. Whose job is that?
I don't know.
That's a lot of ego.
It's not Roger
Ryan
Goodell's.
Seacrest's.
Ooh. By the way, a much better conversation. Who is the guy who can pull this off for us? Who is it? It's like George Clooney? I mean, who's got the?
We need a hero.
Brad Pitt?
We need a hero.
Brett Donnelly? I don't know. Someone's got to get involved here.
Who's gonna step up?
All right, we're gonna come back next week with some answers on that one because I actually think that's a fun conversation.
I agree.
But
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew
All right,
McConaughey,
that's somebody
no,
that-
dude,
yeah, but he's in cahoots with
he's in the
old.
boat. He's in the boat.
He'll get everybody
but-
stoned and.
He's in the boat, dude. He's been Snyder's guest multiple
I
times.
can't even imagine what him and Danny Boy were doing in the hull of that bad boy with whoever else. That's just
Yeah. All right. Listen, we got ourselves. I framed this up kind of deceptively by saying we're gonna harken back to the greatest decade of our Redskins past, the last time we saw a Super Bowl, which was the '90s, and we're gonna do it the only way we know how. We're gonna talk about '90s albums. Now, this was a draft topic suggested by Greg Martin.
I would do it.
And so we are going to allow Greg Martin to be in this draft, and we'll say, Rhett, I'm holding a number between 1 and 4 behind this computer screen. Only Kevin can see it.
that's not a finger.
3. Okay, 3. Therefore, Greg, you will draft third. All right, so we're trying to keep this as random as possible. Now, this time, Rhett, I'm holding a number behind my head. T and Kevin can see. What is it? 1, 2, or 4? That means I draft fourth. All right, darn it. All right,
What
so
is the order here?
so now Kevin and T it's between Kevin and T for 1 and 2. All right, so if Red, if you get this number right, Kevin drafts first. If you get this number wrong, T drafts first. 1 or 2. T gets the first overall pick in the 90s album draft.
Whew.
90s album draft.
So
it will
much
go
pressure. This I don't know.
Tim Strachan,
Ding 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 ding.
Kevin Ricka,
I kind of
Greg Martin, Ken Marangolo. I will draft twice in the snake back. I know for a fact that I just waved bye-bye to 3 of my favorites. I feel like
I got a snake, man. That was a
is-
great 90s album. I don't give a shit what you say.
All right.
It slithers
Darn
this
it.
way and that.
All right. Well, okay. So here's how it's going to work. 90s albums. Just had to come out with the 90s. Period. No greatest hits albums. No compilations.
Nope.
Nothing like that.
Common sense.
It is common sense. Now, I will put this out to the board and to my fellow draftees. Live albums.
Oh, yeah, man.
You got to, right?
You got
Okay,
to.
we got it.
Come on, man.
We got
Do
it.
what?
Just live album.
A live album.
As long as it's not a live greatest hits. It's just got to be a standalone.
Standalone performance.
Right. Exactly.
But it stands alone as an
Sure.
album.
No doubt. Now, do you want to do it like so? For myself personally, I'm going to hold myself to this. You guys don't have to, but I'm not going to. I'm going to try and be as diverse as I
Go
can
look at your
here.
screen for a second.
I don't want to draft the same band twice. If they had 2 albums in the 90s, I'm not going to do that. So you guys can do whatever you want. I don't care. It doesn't affect me if you do or don't.
Wait, say it again?
I'm not going to draft the same band twice.
Okay.
I'm not going to draft 2 separate albums from one band.
But you
That's
can
overkill.
if you want.
You can if you want.
You can if you want.
I just want that to be known because there's going to be a couple decisions I have to make, and I
Yeah,
want it to be known
I-
that I'm doing it for the sake of I'm not. You only have 5 picks.
You got 5 picks.
There's a
4
decade
people
of
pick
music.
in, therefore there's 20 picks. So therefore I have my tight 21, my dirty 30. But the tight 21, and of the tight 21. Now, okay, while T is getting ready to make his first overall draft pick, fun fact, and if you have any fun facts about your list, I highly recommend, or I encourage you. Do you have any fun facts about your draft board?
Shit, dude.
So what I did is I went ahead
Yeah.
this week and this weekend and made a playlist based on this entire draft, and I had a ton of fun. My whole family, we were listening to everything, so I got loose. I went on a banger meter. How many of each album have how many bangers on them? And that's
My
how I'm gonna
tight
draft.
21, Kev. 5 from 91, 3 from 92, 3 from 93, 5 from 94, 3 from 96, 2 from 97. Nothing from 90, 98, or 99. And I
Well,
didn't know
come
about
on,
that.
bro.
I know.
Come on, bro.
I know. All right, so without further ado.
All right, my draft is looking good. Let's go. Let's get on it.
The number-
I'm kind of excited and
I've
kind
got-
of
I'm
All
gonna-
right,
nervous.
Kevin's
fill it.
keeping
I'm gonna
Kevin's keeping
fill
score.
in.
And if you please don't be afraid if something happens that you like, hit that thumbs up. Come
Hey,
on.
like Ron Rivera drafting for the Commanders. This is his draft room, his draft board, his team. He didn't care what the national prognosticators were saying or the draft gurus. That's how I'm rolling.
All right.
I'm drafting my team. I'm not drafting with the Rolling Stone squad or the.
this is
or
who
the
I'm rolling
bitter-
out of week
Or
one.
the bitter music guy that I like pop music. I don't care what you say,
Yeah,
bitter
me
music
neither.
man.
I got it.
Let's go.
What do you got, T?
Well, yeah, I said I was nervous, but really, when it comes down to it, you shouldn't be because it ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Dr. Dre and the Chronic.
All right.
I mean,
That goes
the
right
most,
off.
one of the most iconic, tunes that everybody knows what it is when it starts. You know where you were when you heard it first.
Let me ride. And nothing but
Yeah.
I
one
can't
thing.
believe that's not a number one on everybody's
No,
list.
that's a number one. That's a
But-
first round grade. They had a first round grade on my draft board. I mean, I can't say they didn't. So that's a good number one pick. The Chronic by first round grade for you.
Surprisingly, now I love the Chronic, but
Yep.
you guys know I've got a lot going on. How about this? Not a shocking pick and a great pick.
Yeah, of course.
So-
I mean, you have to. Sometimes a general manager is trying harder to be the smartest looking guy in
Right.
the room, and if you just got to take someone, you could put the Chronic on the field.
If someone wants
as
to
a
argue that
first.
the Chronic shouldn't be a first round pick for someone else, then that person can go to a different room and draft some other shit. Pardon my language.
All right, Kevin
I'm cursing a lot
Ricka,
lately. I'm sorry.
number 2 overall pick.
Well, I'm just going to go near and dear to my heart. This is my 90s jam, and I love them, and they're my squad. 40 Ounce to Freedom, Sublime, jumping right into it.
What year
Maybe
was
not
that?
everyone's pick, 94, brother.
94.
Sorry, 92. 1992, 40 Ounce to Freedom.
40
Sorry.
Ounce to Freedom.
They're four years apart. 1992.
I know which one you're. Yeah, the other one is also. They might have a 2-album presence
Yeah.
on a lot of.
I know. That's
top
why I
lists.
went ahead and said what I had to say because it was a
All
tough
right.
choice there.
Well, I'm glad you took
It's
Sublime.
ridiculous.
Greg Martin, you are up representing the board tonight. Number 3 overall pick coming out of Greg Martin, and I am on the clock. I'm sorry, I'm on deck. Chronic's off the board. 40 Ounces to Freedom is off the board. Oh, all right. Pearl Jam 10. That was my number 1 overall pick. So you win. You broke my heart, and I'm very not happy about it.
10 was in my top 5 here.
Yeah.
My top 5
Yeah.
highlighted. I mean, what an amazing album. We have to have a comment on each thing. That Pearl Jam
1991.
10, you hit play, you step away, and you let
It's
it
over.
ride.
It's over.
Let the album unfold. What a great
It
fight.
was.
What-
I like to think of it as like because in 1991, if you had any doubt or any worry that this decade was going to suck, it was erased immediately in
91.
in 1991.
Yeah, unreal.
Now this was to me one of the main reasons for it. Now there's a couple other 91 albums out here. Now I'm going to go back to back, and it sucks. It's like fantasy football when like someone takes your pick right before you draft. There was no way. I knew if Greg was drafting ahead of me. By the way, I knew he was taking Pearl Jam ahead of me. If I had been ahead of him, I would have taken Pearl Jam 10. He knows that. I know that. He wins. I had to give it to him. All right, so I'm going to go back to back here.
You'll be okay. You're flummoxed after this.
I am.
I mean, it was a hell of a pick, but you know what?
It is.
There's some serious business out there. Go get you some.
All right, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm going to elevate this album, 1993. Another one that you push play on, and it was the soundtrack to many years, including to this very year. And I like making it a first-round draft pick because I do get the benefit of going back-to-back. So I'm going to draft this guy. I'm going to go my Chris Samuels, LeVar Arrington. Like, who do you take first? Because you want to Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style, 1993. I love this album. I thought it like changed the way that I thought about a lot of things.
You totally gave up on Missionary right after you hit play.
Yes, totally did. It was over for me. I mean, it never went back. Never went back. It blew my mind, and so you guys don't have to do this, but I have like top songs a top song, and then like a sleeper song, like things.
I love it.
Like deep
I
cut.
love
So like Gin and Juice, I love Gin and Juice. G's and Hustlers, Doggy Dog World, those songs I love. But like the Lottie Dottie, Who Am I, and Ain't No Fun. Now you can't play Ain't No Fun, necessarily in mixed company, or it's not a politically correct song 20 years later, 30 years later.
Oh, you think the rest of the freaking CD is?
The rest of the CD
Jesus
you
Christ.
could play in church.
What about my mama's spread? Dang.
I know.
We're so rude.
I know.
That's a rude thing.
All right, so I got Snoop in the first round. I think I wanted to give him that honor. I'm gonna go Weezer Blue Album to kick off the second round. Undone, Buddy Holly. Really, and by the way, so this album came out in 1994.
That's your Loyola roots though too.
Weezer?
Yeah, they played there quite a bunch.
They played there once, and I was there. It was October 8th, 1994. They played there. In fact, they played there live. Was big at the time, and so Weezer had just released the Blue Album, and so Weezer was doing like a college tour with Live. So I saw Weezer play on October 8th, 1994, right after the Blue Album came out. Only in Dreams is like the last song on that track, on that disc, and it is an amazing song. Weezer, the Blue Album, that's my two back-to-back. Snoop Dogg and Weezer, great concert if you could put those guys together. Greg, you're up, buddy. Oh man, this is hard. This is so hard. All right, so Weezer's out. All right, so I got two. I'm already two down. I got two of my highlighters. That's the key. These are must-haves. All right, so Greg takes GNR, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, also on my Tight 21.
Well, of course it's in your top 21. It's Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2.
1991, November
Good
Rain,
God.
which is
Don't Cry in November Rain on one track.
Civil War.
Get out of here, man.
Please. It's also 91, obviously. So we've gone 91.
91 was a banger.
Pearl Jam 91. Chronic was 92. Doggy Style was 93. Weezer was 94.
Pearl Jam 91.
Yep. So all right. So the thing about GNR, Estranged. So Estranged, I didn't really know a lot about that song, and it's in recent years that November Rain is it for me. Obviously, I mean, I don't know how you do better than November Rain.
Yes, Stephanie Seymour and the dude dives through the cake for no apparent reason when it starts raining. Who dives through the wedding cake for no reason? Stephanie Seymour's garter.
I know. It's all the way up there. It's so high.
I remember it.
It's so high.
I remember that.
It's really high.
I remember that one.
But Greg, Estranged, I'm like just I'm rediscovering Estranged lately. I've introduced my son to it. We listen to Estranged when we're driving, and Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 is the gift that keeps on giving. Also, fun fact, in 1991, actually, you know what? I'm not going to do it yet because I think there's going to be more albums. We did this already on the show once. There is a 5 album group. They all got released within 41 days in 1991. We've already picked 2 of them.
We're going to get plenty more.
I think we're going to get more of these. Okay, so Use Your Illusion 1 and 2 and Pearl Jam 10 were both 2 of the albums that were released within 41 days of each other. There's 3 or 4 others. So depending on whether you count GNR as 1 and 2, it's a double album and it counts. When Greg was asking me questions today, and he was like, do double albums count? And I'm like, yeah, they do. And I know you're picking GNR, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. You just gave it away. All right, so that brings you up.
This is an easy one for me. This is my jam. Another one. You hit play and step away. Nirvana MTV Unplugged is one of the baddest ass albums that will ever exist. I adore it.
Yep.
I've banged it all weekend long.
Yep, it's the best.
Lord.
I was listening to it today on the ride home because I was hoping to pick it. Thank you. MFer. So
he was so good on that. He was so on point. And Dave Grohl decided to play team ball, and the acoustics were perfect. They picked the perfect songs. I don't care that they did about 4, 5, 6 covers. They crushed
but the covers were great.
The covers were
Man Who
badass.
Sold the World.
Oh, the Man Who Sold the World is one of the greatest live songs. I mean, come on, man.
Lake of Fire. Jesus Don't Want Me for a Sunbeam.
The whole, you hit
Man Who
play.
Sold the World.
You hit play,
It's over.
and you don't. I mean, dude, I'm sorry, but if we actually get into it, you can sit here all day. About a Girl, Come As You Are, Pennyroyal Tea, Dumb, Polly, On a Plane, Plateau, Something in the Way, Oh Me,
Where Did You Sleep?
Lake of Fire, All Apologies, and Where Did You Sleep Last Night? My girl. That. All right. Well,
It's
I was excited I got that in the second round. That was my debate with my first choice. T, you have a double.
So I
pick.
do, and I'm so glad because it actually worked out for me the way that I had number one, because these both could be number ones. Kevin, you said earlier we could do this draft 5 times and it would be different every single time. Both of these that I'm going to take back to back, there really is an order to it, but they mean a whole hell of a lot to me personally.
Hell yeah.
They came out at a very important time in my life. They brought so many memories to me for so many reasons. And as you just said too, Kevin, they're the only 2 albums I know that I can push play and just let every song go. And I haven't been the only person to say that about these. Counting Crows, August and Everything
That's a
After.
great pick.
They're on my dirty
Hootie and the
21.
Blowfish, Crack the
Type
Rear
21.
View.
Yeah, I had both of them very highly rated.
Now,
August
I love
and-
Hootie, but they didn't make my Type 21.
I get it, but I'm with
That's
T.
great.
I was at a concert with T when they wore T13 hats.
I've
and
met
gave T a
them.
shout-out.
I know them.
I mean, yeah.
They were also
I know
friends.
I know a bunch of the members. Seen Counting Crows in
we got some
person
local
a whole
cats
bunch of
in there
times.
and some-
You know, it's just it's a very nostalgic time.
So you-
Anytime I hear any song from either one of those
What's
two
your
albums,
do you have a favorite song from August and Everything After?
I do.
I don't know if I have a favorite. I don't. Rain King, Round Here,
Time and time again. It's a
Rain-
banger. I love
Murder
it.
One.
Yeah, Rain King's it for me.
That's interesting. Perfect Blue Ability. I like the slow jam. I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you start off right there, around here, right off the bat,
Yeah.
let's go.
Long September.
Let's go right now.
Right? Is it Long
Great.
September?
That is a great album. All right, I'm up here.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
up
up.
here, and I'm going to
December,
switch
that's
it up. T started off, and we got away, but 1997, my senior year of college, it was a very influential year.
I got two on here from
Ooh,
97.
Life After Death is no longer available.
Okay.
That was my go-to jam.
That's a
Biggie
dou-
was my
call that a
guy.
double?
Yeah,
That's fine.
Not really.
It's
not- I don't
a
think it's
double disc, not a double album.
Right. But there are a dozen bangers. I have listed a dozen songs on that I love. Life After Death. Biggie is my number
Bone
one.
Thugs.
Oh gosh, that's
That song or that track is
that
one
is
of my all-time.
Notorious Thugs. That's
Notorious
a bet.
Thugs.
Going back to Cali, 10 Crack Commandments. Play a Hater. Like, come on, man.
Sky's
The
the
world
Limit.
is filled with pimps and hoes. Hypnotized, kicking the door. More money, more problems. Like, just
Yep.
come on. 1997. Let's go back right now. I'm in.
All right, Greg. Greg is not worried about the Counting Crows coming off there. Apparently, he's not a Counting Crows
Hey,
guy.
no, Counting Crows is you love them or you hate them, and I understand it.
They
I get
were
it.
on my
I get
type.
it. I loved them.
They weren't gonna make it.
I loved them.
If
That was
no one
my
else
jam.
drafted them, I would have before this draft was over.
I have them right here. Look,
Yep.
August and Everything After. Look, I have them as a riser.
Yeah.
I had them as a riser.
They were a riser.
Look, I drew
They're
a
rising?
arrow. They're
What do you
rising.
got, Greg?
Or maybe that was me
you
after you
are
picked
up,
them.
sir. We got a lot of good ones. He's getting good. Oh, all right. So there you go. Green Day Dookie is off the board.
Rhett Dookie Donnelly is
You're a
thrilled.
dookie for taking it.
You're smart because they weren't making it past me.
No, they're
If I could have
they're
paired
going.
Green Day with Weezer, I
man.
would have in a heartbeat. Welcome to Paradise, Longview, obviously. Sleeper songs for me there. She's
She's awesome. She's the
and
she-
FOD, the last song on the album. 1994. What a great album. Man, I'll tell you what. All right, so
I'm all by myself.
I was all by myself. I was
I
thinking
all
of
by
you.
myself.
Man, I'll tell you what. I do have actually
Oh, you're up for
a couple
two.
of highlighters still. And now I'm up for two, and I'm going to go. Well, so no Pearl Jam, no Green Day, and no Counting Crows. So I'm gonna get back to my roots, and I'm gonna go to my wall. I'm gonna go straight to my wall. Wall behind me.
Take it to the wall.
Low End Theory, Tribe Called Quest, 1991. I'm staying where it is for
Two
me.
of the greatest hip hop songs of all time.
Check the Rhyme, Scenario.
Bang Bang.
Bang Bang.
Two of my favorite of all time.
Also, What? A great track. And then for me, a sleeper, which there's no sleepers on this album, but Verses from the Abstract for me will always be like just an absolute soundtrack to good.
Bugging Out was the jam too.
Hey, man, Bugging Out, of course.
It was always a fun, happy song.
Low End Theory,
Good, dude.
Tribe Called Quest. They are
That was your first pick?
off the board. That was my first of 2 picks, and
There
I
goes
am
Low End
going
Theory.
to. You know what? I'm going to. I'm hoping. So I have 2 in mind. Two in mind here, and GNR User Illusion 1 and 2 is off. They would have gone for me. All right, so I got 2 ways to go here. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna stick to my roots. I've been able to get Snoop and Tribe and Weezer. I'm going to go 1994. This, as all albums are, I believe that we're talking about at this point in time. This is a push play and let it go album. I love every song. I can sing every word of every single song on this album. Is the soundtrack to the best times of my life. 1994, Wildflowers, Tom Petty.
What a great one.
I
owned it.
can't leave it there. I can't get out of the second round.
Wildflowers.
Oh, yeah, Wildflowers.
So many great songs on that freaking bad boy.
The Notorious Thugs, the A-Team 123 Notorious Thugs is getting me. Yeah. So
You don't know how it feels. It just goes and goes and goes.
it's.
man.
I mean, so
It
it's all.
withstands the test of time.
It's all so good, and I love Tom Petty.
So do I.
I think he'll be the next addition to this wall. He was taken from us too soon, as so many were. But 1994, and all of us that carried us, through college, and it was right for like so many, like moments.
Yeah, it was a songwriter's album. That's what he talks about all the time. At a time when there was a lot of like smooth song, it was almost like a yacht rock era at the time. Like the
Yep.
smoothness of everything was like, so. But he is Tom Petty.
Always
He
got
made it
that
work.
vibe from him, though,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but he'll take that guitar and make it talk. But all right, so Greg,
you're up on the
is in
board, and there are
mix
a
after
lot of
big
good ones
pick.
left. How
Oh,
many
dude,
picks have I made
I
so
mean,
far?
dude, you've got
I only have 1
4.
left.
I think we need to extend this so we can clean it.
We'll see.
I mean, just it's
Ah.
got to be cleaned.
All right, so
Dude, I haven't even touched I've got
know,
like all my.
I know.
I still have first round grades.
I got
This is ridiculous.
Greg's up. All right, he's got to follow his board, and you wouldn't think, but 1991 Metallica, the 3rd album of the group that I recently spoke of, the 3rd album that was released within 41 days of each other. We've taken 3 of them in 1991. Pearl Jam 10, Metallica the Black Album, Guns N' Roses Use Your Illusion 1
I
and
think
2.
you and Greg just became best friends.
Well, Wherever
Well-
I May Roam was on every playlist
Yes.
before every sporting event in the history of my entirety after that Metallica CD came out, the black, and it was, God, I love it. All of it.
That's when
there's bangers all over
It wasn't
that
might,
CD.
have, might not have been when they started attracting people who weren't hardcore, just death metal, get bloodied up at concert
Right.
type folks. When I was a freshman in high school, we were freshmen in high school. That's when this album came out. So when I would get driven to practice by seniors, when we had to drive off campus for practice back in the old days when our schools didn't have 5 or 6 fields on campus. This was one of the albums that was playing so loud I couldn't hear myself think, by a guy with long hair who then would then just run the field, and I'm like, how's this guy doing what he's doing?
Let me see what you took.
And nothing else
matters.
matters. The Unforgiven.
Oh, Unforgiven. All of it's great. We're going, I believe, to you.
Well, ready or not, you can't hide because it's about time that the score came out. The Fugees
Yep.
dominated my 90s playlist. I had them banging at all
I'm so
hours.
glad you
They
did.
were part of my 5 CD disc
knew that
changer
was
that I never took it out of.
Right, nope.
The Score, brother. I mean,
1996, Fugees, The Score. Ready or Not.
Croswell, Lauryn Hill, Wyclef Jean is one of my favorites. Saw him live multiple times. If you ever want to see that dude, puts on a full show, then gives you another hour. He plays every musical instrument. He reappeared, disappeared. There was a magic show. He sang Michael Jackson covers from the 80s. He was a bad dude. He was in a full sweat. He gives it all. That's my dude, Wyclef. Now I'm not going to take any more from the family, but The Score I think was that got me into it.
Wait, what else did you take from the family?
No, I'm saying I'm not going to do it like.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I've now handcuffed myself.
I understand.
But
I know. Don't. Well, you.
I'm not going to say a word. No.
I know which one comes off.
I mean,
I have
Fuji
another
La, Ready or Not, Killing Me Softly, The Score, No Woman, No Cry. I mean,
Yep.
my dad thought it was Roberta Flack for the first 3 years, and he was like, "What's this? What do they do to the Roberta Flack song?" I was like, "That's Wyclef, man. That's Lauryn Hill singing." And boy, when she sings, I be listening. You got two, T-Bird.
T, you got 2 in a row, my friend.
Yeah, I think my first one. I don't know, I'd be surprised. I'd be interested to know if this is gonna shock Kevin a little bit.
Uh-oh.
I had this album. I don't know if you remember my car. It had one of the worst.
Saab?
Yeah, it had one of the worst sound systems. It actually didn't have a radio for a long time. Then I
Everything started to make
bootleg
sense.
one, and this was like one of the only 3 tapes I had in my car. Cypress Hill.
Insane, got no brain.
Insane in the membrane.
So that, I mean, T, it's a great pick because everyone knows exactly what they were doing when they were listening to Cypress Hill.
What are you doing?
We know.
What are you guys doing?
You're listening to it super loud. You're at a party. You were hanging
I
out.
don't know. Why didn't you tell me to do this before?
It wasn't just like playing softly while you were hanging out with your family. It wasn't like your mom was like, "Hey, listen to this, everybody. We're just gonna put some
No, it was in my car.
Fire it up and get
Pretty much by myself or with the people who I was riding in my car.
Yeah.
As I take hits from the bone.
No, that you get 2 in a row. T.
So I know, and I'm torn as to who I should take next. I think because I've already taken them in a previous draft. And so I'm going to be consistent here.
Ooh.
Yes.
Consistency.
I like consistency.
Okay.
And
It's going through. I love the.
going Beastie Boys, Ill Communication.
Yes.
It's a great pick.
Good job. That's a great job, T.
That's a great.
But the Beastie Boys just also have, it's not just the 90s. It was for a long, long
80s
time.
and 90s.
No,
Into the 2000s.
that's 94. That was our senior year of high school.
It's a badass.
It was.
Get It Together is one of my favorite tracks of all time, and it's the Beasties and Q-Tip. You're gonna bring Tribe and the Beasties together. It's gonna be nasty, but it's a little X-rated. It's awesome.
It's amazing.
It's one of my favorite Beastie.
And it's not short. What I love about it is it lasts a while. That's a push play. I think it was the era of push play and let it go. But for me, Beastie Boys, you weren't putting a Beastie Boys CD on and being like, "Hey, listen to this one song." You were like, "Put it on and guard it with. No one changes this disc."
Their sound was too good. Everyone was having too much fun.
Go.
You don't stop them. You let the Beastie Boys ride.
All right, Kev. There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good ones left.
There's so much good left. But I think I need. I'm just saying. I petition the board and everyone else for possible extra picks. Just saying, as I move forward, I'm sad this is my last pick. I'm not going to focus on that though. I'm going to pick the best on my board. Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic. Good God, I love that CD. I'm going to tell you the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That was. It started off listening to Under the Bridge, and then I got into that, and it was freaking over with, Ken. That's. They are absolutely ridiculous. I'm a huge fan. You know how you have your little conspicuous song? I'm going to tell you that Could Have Lied is, it's a little smooth jam, almost a B-side, if there was a B-side.
Yep.
And bing, ding, 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 ding. Love that. Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic was a banger. Always had that on the rotation. Still do.
That is yet another of the albums. So far we've drafted 1, 2, 3, 4. I would say 5 albums released 41 days from each other in 1991. Metallica Black Album, Pearl Jam 10, GNR, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic. There's 2 more on the list, but Low End Theory was technically also, I believe, in that window in 1991. It's pretty darn close. So it's a pretty special window.
15 and 16 and 91. That was a whole lot of amazing music to digest.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, music industry. All right.
Of it. And he goes, Nevermind. Greg Martin goes, Nevermind. So there you go. You just took another one of those albums.
Whatever, never mind.
So we've drafted in, how many picks so far have been drafted?
This is
8,
the
12.
25th pick.
So no, it's not the 25th pick.
It's not?
No, there's not 5 people drafting 5 rounds.
Oh, 4. Then 15.
Yeah. So we've got.
I thought there was 5 and 5. I've
So
been drinking.
of 15
You
picks,
got one more. You got one more.
think about that. Of 15 picks, 5 are released within a month of each other. That's nuts.
That is nuts.
That's nuts. Nirvana, Nevermind, and it's not that I didn't want them. That album was a highlighted album for me, Greg. So obviously, I can't say that. But I didn't want. I wanted to do this other album. I get to go last of the originally scheduled 5-round draft. But there's no way we're stopping at 5 rounds.
We can't stop at 5. Look what's left.
So I'm gonna wrap it around. I'm gonna take 2 here, and I'm gonna go All Eyes on Me, Tupac, 1996, All About You, California Love, 2 of America's Most Wanted, Picture Me Rolling, Life Goes On, double disc, unbelievable. Guy gets out of jail. Guy, joins with Suge and Death Row. I don't know if anyone else, if you guys had this on your list or not, but for me, I listened to this today. I listened to Life Goes On today. And again, you're not going to put this on for Christmas dinner with your kids.
I think Biggie rolls the 90s, and I love this album, though. This is the one time Pop made a little sense to me. I wasn't... Listen, he's obviously talented, but I'm a Biggie guy. But this is a badass album.
Yeah, you're a Biggie guy, and so you're
All Eyes on Me is badass.
You're going to love it, because I'm going Ready to Die. I'm going Tupac, Biggie, back-to-back, the way it should be. 1994, Notorious B.I.G., Ready to Die. Juicy goes down for me as top 10 songs in the history of songs. I can't.
Papa.
I mean, well, Big Papa, obviously, Give Me the Loot is a real sleeper track on there. I mean, it's not even a sleeper track, but it stands the test of time. But if you just put out an album and you said there's one song on this album and it's called Juicy, and you push play, it would be drafted in this draft.
Who Shot Ya is maybe the most creative, coolest, baddest beat. He is, dude. Who Shot Ya is that might be my favorite track on that album. I love it.
All right, so we just entered round 6, and this is showing no signs of stopping because I got
the score.
One. The score. So, Greg, what do you got? I know you got more picks because I got plenty on mine. What do you got, Greg? Bring it. No one's gotten a thumbs up in quite a while. Just saying. Oh, we just got one.
Like Beggar.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Got to be a like beggar. Sometimes you got to be like, hey, you know what?
Like this shit.
If you...
Why do I keep cursing? Can you work with me a little bit? Pray for me, Ken.
I'm going to pray for you. Stone Temple Pilots Core.
I owned it, and it's as bad as it's so nasty good. It's ridiculous. I love it. That was my decision last
night. Greg, what's your favorite song from that album? Write it in the comment section below. If anyone else has a favorite song from that album, write it in the comment section.
Dude, of course. Right there, dude.
Front to back, 92. Understood.
That was my next look. See where core rests?
I overlooked it.
I'm a Waylon guy, but to me, it wasn't until Waylon joined with Slash.
Dead and Bloated is as good as it gets. So
yeah.
It's
silly. It's silly. All right.
Creep is silly. Plush is silly. Interstate.
Come on,
man. Is that Interstate?
No, was that song not? Was that
Creep, Plush, Piece of Pie, Wicked Garden, Sex Type Thing?
Was that album not playing during your beach week for
when I turned 16 years old? I went out with my birthday money, picked myself up a little music system, and I had 2 CDs I bought that day. That was one of them. It got rotation, maximum rotation. Wicked Garden is
Plush, right?
Plush is on there. Plush is good.
But Core is better than Plush.
No. Plush is Encore, I think. Yeah, Plush is Encore.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But Plush as a song, I feel like was overhyped. But the rest of the album was so dominant.
One. Yeah, his voice he's a badass, dude. Is this on me?
Yeah, it's you.
Oh,
yeah.
And I got to scratch that out. So if I'm going to pay attention to the board, you know what? It's not the same group, so I'm doing the right thing here. We have 2 picks left.
I know what you're doing, and I'm sorry because it's gonna take. Can I guess your pick?
Yeah.
You're going Wyclef.
Yes, I am.
I knew it.
The Carnival has 12 bangers. It's my top rated on the board. It was a first round choice. I owned it. I loved it. It was my senior year of college. I listened to it always. Are you kidding me? Gone Till November is what got everyone onto it. But there's 10 bangers on there, man.
It is. Staying Alive.
Staying Alive is one of my to this day. Bubble Goose kills it.
To All the Girls.
Trying to stay alive. Gunpowder, by the way.
I'm gonna have to
Gunpowder
cross
is
it
an
off.
old school jam. Gunpowder masses. All right.
That hurts.
Rob
a
would love
lot.
the carnival, but you know what? I did take the Fugees, but you know
fine.
what? This is Wyclef on his own. So,
Dude, I'm just excited that I'm excited that you're feeling the same. This is like an affirmation. This is as much of an affirmation as it is like a draft of what I love because you guys are all picking my stuff.
that was a top 5 for me, and I waited on it.
Drop 2.
I'm dropping 2.
You're dropping 2. We're coming back. We're swinging it back.
So I'm going to start with 1
Yep.
that I can't believe hasn't been taken up until this point.
Okay.
There's 2 I can't believe.
And I mean, it's just amazing that the Class Clown Freshman dressed like Les Nessman hasn't been taken.
Mm-hmm.
The Eminem Slim Shady
Yeah.
LP.
Eminem
Dude's just
off the board.
Ridiculous talent. I think he has more awards than any of the people that we've talked about.
Well, he's amazing. I love him, but I did not have.
He wasn't in my top. He wasn't in my
my
tight 21, but he was in my dirty 30.
Well, if you talked about the next couple years, it's over. That's his. He owned the early 2000s. It was all him.
This was how he introduced himself.
Hell yeah, and he did. He said, "Hi, my name is." I think that's exactly how he introduced himself, and it was badass.
As it says here, earned him respect, fortune, fame, and a lawsuit from his mom.
T, drop a second one.
Oh, I do have a second one. All right. So I felt like I haven't given any ladies
Ooh,
any love.
this one's for the ladies.
Let's keep our personal shit at home, sir.
Yeah. I mean, for goodness sake.
Have
They
I?
deserve their due.
Have I?
They
I love
deserve
the
their due.
And I was
It is
struggling.
Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
I was struggling with who to take.
Yeah, and you did take Hootie, which is almost.
This is my page. And as far as, well,
You're gonna do it, aren't you?
How many more picks do we get? I'm gonna keep going. All right.
T, what do you got? This one's for the
so
ladies.
Close.
This one's for the ladies.
Something for the honeys.
Rolling with the ladies.
All right.
Titanic soundtrack.
Because I have one more heart
Not
next to
available.
it than the other. TLC, crazy, sexy, cool.
It's a
All
great
right.
one.
Okay.
Don't go chasing waterfalls.
Don't go chasing.
They were ridiculous at that time.
They were amazing.
We're swinging back to you, Kevin.
You got crazy. Let me cross off crazy, sexy, cool real quick. There's so many I want to take, and it's killing me not to take these two. And we'll talk about it. I'm not going to take them because I'm going to jump up and take what I should have taken. What I know I wanted, what I wanted to do. Do we have one more round after this?
Maybe. Who knows? Maybe not, though.
I don't care. I'm going with my best on the board. I'm going to do it. God, why am I doing this to myself? All right, I need 3 seconds.
No, just think about it. Take it easy. Take it easy.
3.
We just went TLC. You know what? The best part about the TLC, I'll give you a TLC reference. Has anyone seen The Other Guys with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell? A very underrated comedy. If you haven't seen it, please do yourself a favor. One
It's
late
hilarious.
night, just knock it. I would expect that all of us have seen it. My brother Joe, who may or may not be on the board tonight, was the one who made sure that I saw it. In fact, so much so that he bought me a copy of it just and put it in the disc player and made me play it. But Michael Keaton's character in The Other Guys. Have you seen The Other Guys?
No.
Oh, do you remember how you told me to watch Grandma's Boy?
Yep.
And I did.
You haven't seen the other guys?
Watch The Other Guys.
It's awesome.
Okay.
Same exact device.
All right, I'm in.
He drops TLC references like it's his job, and it's amazing.
I think I've seen it.
It's
I think I've
amazing.
seen it
It's
because
amazing. It's so.
I'm picturing that humor right now in
Yes.
my brain. You just sparked something.
Michael
in a
Keaton
dusty,
dropping TLC
dusty
references
place.
is unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, so I bought you some time.
You did. No, I'm good. I'm ready. I know.
All right, what do you got?
I'm just gonna go ahead and
Don't
just.
do
I already wrote it in.
All right, what do you got?
Poison, Belle Biv DeVoe.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because I was always taught never trust a big button to smile. Some of the best
Yeah.
advice I was ever given.
Okay.
Do me. Come on, man. When will I see you smile again? Was my Tell me when will I see you smile? And
I
Dope.
understand.
To start the whole CD off with Dope. I mean, BBD, Michael Bivins,
Yep.
Rodney Bell, and Rodney, I don't know, BBD, Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yeah. I got you.
I love it. I
got
love
your
it. I
back.
love it.
I
I
got
love
your
it.
back.
I already wrote it down. It's on Greg now, brother.
Greg, you're up. He's got 15 more on his list. All of his rap groups are taken, he says. All mine are not.
Nah, me neither. We can. Although T has been taking a lot of the hip hop game out of the list.
He sure has.
He's heavy hip hop. I love it, but it's hurting my
That was
top
my high school
top
years,
choice.
man.
Mine too.
All right, number 7, Alice in Chains, Dirt.
Great one.
Bones, Rooster, Down in a Hole,
If
Wood.
I could. Would
You can't. So you have Dirt, but you do not have their Unplugged.
Oh, Rooster was my. They found a way to kill
I mean, there's a guitar sitting in that
me,
corner,
yeah.
and if you think that I'm not gonna
That's
learn,
the only song I
I'm not
think I
gonna play
could
Rooster?
possibly mumble after a night of drums.
Hey, come to
They
snuff the
found a
rooster.
way to kill me.
Yeah.
So Dirt and Core are my two purchases when I was 16 years old with my money to buy a big old
Mm.
speaker system. And I banged those bad boys and got after it.
Now, because I had the benefit of knowing, because I'm driving the bus and I knew that the 5th round was gonna be the last round, but I'm not letting this album pass me by. One single more
Our
second.
side.
Bizarre Ride to the Far Side, 1992. Passing Me By and Soulflower, two of my
Yeah.
all-time favorite tracks in the history of life. On the DL, Other Fish, Yo Mama.
Other Fish is so badass.
Other Fish
I love
is
it.
so
Other
under
Fish.
the radar.
In the sea, that is.
We're going to listen to that in the green room after the show, by the way.
That's a great.
Bizarre Ride to the Far
banger.
Side, 1992. And I'll tell you what right now, and I will say that there's few songs as that stand that they can be played. When I picked Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style, and I talked about Gin and Juice, hearing Gin and Juice rapped, hearing Gin and Juice sung,
Yeah.
different genres,
great.
different
I
people
love it.
picking it up.
I love
Passing
it.
Me By, I've heard rapped and I've heard it sung, and it is as good. If anyone who's good at music that takes that song,
If they cannot rap and sing, well, there she goes again. The dopest Ethiopian. It's my favorite. And our homeboy Craig Kelly.
damn, I wish it wasn't such a wimp. All right, so Bizarre Ride to the Far Side.
Promptly
they are
at
off the
3
board.
o'clock. I was on her jock, yes indeedy.
I wrote graffiti. Oh, too good. Too good.
All right, Ken.
All right, you know, that's my wall. That's my wall. And you know what?
All right.
All right, so here it is. I'm gonna save you guys, and I'm gonna take something that's not on your list, only because I'm not gonna double down like you didn't double down. There's a double down album for me. Someone who I've already drafted. That's an album that's like near and dear to my heart in a way that I can't even speak about. But I'm going to my wall now. You guys, right over the shoulder here. Marvin Gaye did not put an album out in the 90s. Sorry, he would have. He would have.
If his dad didn't shoot his ass,
Yes, he would have.
terrible
It
story in
is-
Washington, D.C.
It is unbelievable, but
Happened
he is
right here in city limits.
still my hero. Marvin Gaye is still my hero. That's why I sit beneath his picture
Mercy,
every single
mercy
Tuesday night. That's why
me.
we sit below his picture every Tuesday night. Bruce Springsteen, who I'm a huge fan of, did not make in my top 21. However, there was an album put out by this man who also sits above us every single week. It's called Time Out of Mind. It was 1997. Now, listen, Bob Dylan has been reinventing himself since the early 60s. And I understand that it's a weird call.
I took it off my list.
Snoop Dogg, Pearl
that was gonna
Jam,
make me the
Nirvana,
Wilford Brimley.
Weezer,
No,
Far
you're
Side.
anti-Wilford.
But Time Out of Mind
took this off my list.
is an amazing album. I highly recommend people give it a listen. Amongst other songs on there's a song called "Make You Feel My Love," which has been covered a billion times by every kind of genre that you can possibly imagine. It was also my first dance song with my wife, and Not Dark Yet. A couple amazing tracks on that album by one of the greatest singer-songwriters in the history of the world, Bob Dylan, Time Out of Mind, 1997, off the board.
All right.
I'm sure you guys weren't going to pick that.
No, but so I believe you have one more pick left. You're gonna have the final pick. 'Cause you have to for all. All right.
So I have
That's
two more
right.
All
left.
right. You have two left, T-Bird. You're doing
Two
great.
left.
Hang in
Two
there.
left. Whew, stick with us. We're only 74 minutes into this junks. All right, I feel good about
2,
that.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Greg's up
8,
right now, right?
9
Greg's
rounds.
up.
Makes it right.
Michael Jackson's Dangerous, EO. By the way, Eric Anderson gets Michael Jackson's Dangerous. Unless you guys were gonna pick that, I'm giving that to
Not
Eric.
even on
EO,
the list.
you got it, bro.
You got Dangerous,
You got
baby.
Dangerous.
Good
You
job.
got
man.
Dangerous.
That's
How about
that's
a like?
dangerous to
How about a
type.
like for EO? How about a like for EO? You just got Rhett Donnelly up
We
out of
should-
the
yeah,
chair.
You should invite Rhett. And
We needed multiple cameras
So
in this
is-
joint.
So
All right,
Bob Dylan and Dangerous. I'm up.
so many
Yeah.
jokes that I shouldn't say.
Bobby
All right.
G.
All right. I'm just gonna do it because I want to do it because I got to do it because I want to do it. Jodeci, Forever My Lady.
Ooh, take me back.
Jodeci, Forever My Lady. The first 4 songs. If you listen to those first 4 songs and something doesn't happen,
Give me the year.
Jodeci is going to be 90.
I don't have the years on
Is it
these.
2 or
90?
3? Is it
92.
92,
I'm
right?
gonna say 92,
Okay.
but hold on,
Thanks.
I have it written down, so let me look at it.
I think it's 92 also. It's my sophomore year of high school, I believe.
Forever My Lady. Where you at? Where you at, Forever My Lady?
Right
Dude, I know every lyric to the first 4 songs, but
That taking me back to my McNamara days. I mean, me and Jodeci.
I put it on the front page. Sorry, Forever My Lady. 91, brother. Another 91.
Another 91.
Come and talk to me. I
Holy
really want to
macaroni.
meet you, girl.
All right.
I really
All
want
right.
to know your name.
T, give me 2.
Can I ask you, is that taken? Has that been said?
No, but
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
no.
I know that it ain't nothing to quit.
Wu-Tang Clan enter the Wu-Tang.
Yeah,
36
I mean,
chambers.
The RZA, the Jizza, old dirty bastard.
bastard.
METHOD, man. That was, hey, you,
And
get
then
off
I'm
of
gonna
my cloud.
Snake it back with another lady.
Well, can we just take a second to talk about
Yeah,
Wu-Tang
hang on
real
one
fast?
second,
Because
hang on one second.
Wu-Tang Clan was interesting for a variety of reasons. Now, like we're taking this back to the days when people would put out cassette tapes, right? And people were getting together and collaborating. Everyone wants to think about this as like a super band or a boys band. Like these were a bunch of guys who literally took kung fu names and put out these amazing, like they were like roughly produced. I mean, if you think they were like polished when they first came out, they weren't. Roughly produced. The husky, the husky Method Man voice, ODB's like sing-songing, like the way he kind of hovered over the microphone. RZA, Jizza, all those guys kind of like joining in.
Inspected Deck. I
But-
mean, they were loaded.
The digital, they were one of the first. The digitization, like the implementation of some of that production, it was next level, and the fact that this like reminds me of Dave Chappelle when they did the race draft when someone got the Wu-Tang and they got them all. Like that
was amazing.
Amazing. The Asians get the Wu-Tang Clan. It was
It was
amazing.
amazing.
The Wu-Tang
And I think
Clan
they traded
deserved-
Tiger Woods, and that's very mature, Rondell.
Very mature,
Yes.
Rondell. Did you get 2 there, T? Did I
36
buy some
chambers.
guys?
You said
If you-
collaborator. I have a collaborator as well.
Okay.
Lauren Hill in the Mr. Education.
Oh,
Dude, that's the
Lauren
number one
Hill.
pick. No, that
Yeah.
pick should have been picked maybe in the first freaking round.
Miss
There's-
it. Miss
it's-
it. Yep.
All right, second
Awful.
round. The miseducation of Lauren Hill is, she's so ridiculous. That was my pick. I
Ridiculous.
should have taken it last. I didn't think you were gonna take her. This is she's, dude. What?
You told me to bring
You
my
may
game.
really have one, dude. Can't take my eyes off of you too. Come on, man. X Factor. First of all,
Yep.
Carlos Santana plays guitar on the To Zion
Mm-hmm.
jam. Now the joy of my world. That's Carlos Santana
Yes, yes.
and Lauren Hill singing an old reggae. It's too much. One of the most underrated CDs of that whole era.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my top 10. Damn, I forgot. I overlooked
Well,
it.
but it's part of the family because we
I know,
you went
I
on
know,
Fugees,
I know,
and then-
but-
you also got Wyclef.
I know.
It would have been
I
nice.
would've been
That would've-
piggish.
unfortunately,
It was nice
Almost
to meet
as
a
if
share.
you wrote
Prize,
this
obviously.
Rolling Stone
Yeah.
description of it.
Prize has been picked multiple times tonight too, right?
I love that CD. All right, Proswell's been out there. All right, so, this is my final pick,
I love it.
and I'm just gonna keep it real, guys.
Oh,
I'm not afraid.
I know. Are you going to double down? Are you going to do your first double down?
No, I'm not gonna double
Okay,
down.
'cause I would guess-
No,
I
I
would
didn't
guess
double
what it is.
down. I didn't double down. I got
You
one
need to get another
option
beer?
here.
You need to get another beer? Okay.
Yeah, one more.
Just one more.
One more. You need one more. We're almost done here, bud. All right, forget it. It's a hard knock life, guys. It's volume
Jay-Z.
2, hard knock life. Jay-Z. I mean,
That was gonna be my next.
can I get a? I mean,
You're done.
JD, money ain't a thing. Like you guys know that was just Blair. What year was that? 98.
That was 98.
That's spring senior year.
I know. That's your 98 because I didn't have any 98s.
Money wasn't a thing in 98.
No.
You just took a bunch of kegs from the party and you got $10 for the returnable at Hawaii Avenue University Liquors. And then if you did like 7 of those, you had $70. That's good for at least one CD, a sandwich, and a night drinking. What do you think?
I got 3 on my list in my top 21. Greg, you got one last pick, buddy. One last pick. And then I get to deliver the final pick of this draft, and I know I'm going to get one of these. I know I'm going to get one of them.
I don't know if
And
you
I know
guys
which
have
one's gonna
anyone
be.
that teaches rules like mine, like Never Trust a Big Butt and a Smile by Belle Biv DeVoe.
Dope.
By, what did Jodeci say? I'll give you my money, my house, and my car for just one hit of you. So obviously, he was out of his mind.
You knew what's going on.
But it's also pretty serious.
Last pick for the board. Representing the board tonight, Greg Martin, you've done a great job representing the board. I want everyone to know who's watching. If you want to be part of these drafts, we will include you. Please give us ideas for
Hold
future
up.
drafts.
Greg Martin's in there. Was that a super unknown pick?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Can't see
We
what my
need
board so
confirmation.
Are you going Soundgarden super unknown? Greg, is that your
This
last
is your
pick?
last pick, sir. But it's a great call. I mean, you can't scrub super unknown off. It's a great pick. It's so much better than Dangerous. It's ridiculous.
Wait, are you going Offspring Smash or Soundgarden super unknown? Make the call. Make the pick. It doesn't matter because I'm not taking either. I'm going to round this draft out, and I am doubling down.
Wait, but Ken, we have to go 10 rounds to make it work, right?
No, I'm the last pick.
I know, but that's only 9 rounds. So your last pick again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, because I rewrote it down here. Just like Nirvana said.
Just like Nirvana said. Never mind. Never mind. Greg, make the call.
Come as you are.
Offspring or Soundgarden?
Pretty
We
fly.
didn't skip him on his way back.
No, Greg, you went
it's
10,
Greg's.
10, Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2, Dookie, Metallica, Nevermind, Core, Dirt, and Dangerous.
1, 2.
So you just have one more pick.
7, 8, 9. Yeah. You were Core. You went. Oh no, Dangerous wasn't him. Dangerous was E.O.
Oh,
Anderson.
all right. Well, so
All right, so
Super Unknown
you
instead
get
of
Super
Dangerous.
Unknown
Thank
and
God.
you-
I just said how much better Super Unknown was than Dangerous.
Yes,
No
yes,
one's
yes.
picking Dangerous.
No one
That's
is.
Dangerous.
Well, except for E.O. All right. E.O. jumped on the grenade, obviously.
EO, you have 2 picks. One's Dangerous. What was the other one?
Yeah. So Greg.
Wait, was the other one Aisha at the ABC?
Yes.
Nice job.
So Greg got Super Unknown and Offspring Smash.
Hard Knock Life over Reasonable Doubt is I'm not saying it was easy, but it was more about a time and place and era for me. That's it. You know, sometimes you own that CD, sometimes you don't own that other one. I don't know, but my personal choice right here, and I like the A-Team 1, 2, 3. It was tough. It was tough.
It was tough. Mr. Irrelevant in this draft, which is fitting that it's a double pick. Like I'm going back to someone I've already drafted. It's 1993. It's Electric Relaxation. It's Award Tour. It's Steve Biko. It's Midnight Marauders. I took Low End Theory early. That was 1991. That was my freshman, sophomore year of high school. 1993. By the time I got to 1993, I was ready for Midnight Marauders. Tribe Called Quest to me is one of the greatest acts of all time.
On your wall.
It's on the wall. You guys don't get to see it because it goes Dylan, Marvin, Bruce. We're gonna go Dave Grohl and Tribe, and then Calvin and Hobbes. Anyways, Midnight Marauders.
I think we crushed it, man.
I think we
I
absolutely.
don't think we
killed
left
it.
anybody out. Like Octoon Baby, Californication,
That was the one between. It was between.
Jagged Little Pills are badass and should have been drafted.
Yeah,
I'll die on that hill.
Morissette.
She's
Yeah,
badass. There's like
she
8
is.
bangers on that. How
All
does
right,
she not
Rhett-
get-
Rhett
and
gets-
hold on, please,
I took
Hammer
her
don't
off
hurt
'cause I
him.
knew- I
What about
can't talk
Nas,
that long.
Illmatic?
I know, but I'm going to say this,
Nas.
and I'll look right in the camera and crucify me. It's a great album. I just don't think it's the greatest. Other people disagree with me immensely. I have it as a B+. People think
How
I'm
about-
nuts, but I have nothing bad. It just, I get it. I understand why. I
Your
get
State
it.
of
I get
Mind
it.
and the
I'm not
Women's
saying
Book
I'm
is
right.
great.
I'm just being honest.
LL Cool J.
Sublime.
Well, I said I wasn't going to draft
I
him.
know, I know.
That was my 1B pick.
Santeria, What I Got.
Well, Garden
Caress Me
Grove,
Down,
Wrong Way,
Wrong
and-
Way,
That's not
Doing
it.
Dude,
Time.
Caress Me Down. Get ready,
I know. Get ready.
bro.
No one had Oasis, huh?
Two
Nah.
smashing, Greg. 2 Smashing Pumpkins albums.
I know, but they were so morose. I like them both. Siamese, whatever.
Siamese
and
Dream,
what's the other one? But
Melancholy.
They're both like to
Rage Against
some
the
you with a
Machine.
smile. It was too angry for me.
How about this, guys? How about this? Erykah Badu,
She's
Wu-Tang,
badass.
Aaliyah, the 1 Mile,
Yeah.
Raekwon, Mary J. Blige.
I got Mary J down on my
Oh,
list.
My
here.
Life? How about Janet Jackson, Vitality?
Yes.
Check
Yes.
Your Head. Shake Your Moneymaker, Black Crows, underrated. People don't like it, but
Also
I don't
have
care.
Missy
Funky
Elliott.
Divas and Vogue. Missy Elliott was badass. Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. That's what we were talking about with
Yep.
Siamese Dream. Can't believe Illmatic doesn't get picked. We're wrong. You're right. Octoon Baby.
Octoon
I
Baby
think
was-
I think it's U2's best.
It was between Octoon Baby
Because
and Eminem
Mysterious
Rogers.
Ways, one. So Cruel. I'm not a
Shoot- hey,
huge.
Kevin,
I'm not a
shoot-
huge U2 guy.
Shoot me
That's
straight.
my favorite.
Shoot me
Wasn't
straight. Octoon
huge
Baby,
fans
Minute
of the-
Marauder. That was my choice.
Yeah.
Octoon Baby or Minute Marauder.
I'm going Octoon Baby.
Yeah.
And I'm biggest Tribe guy ever. Tribe put together a great '90s, just
Yeah, they
multiple
did.
different albums.
They sure did.
So if it's albums, it's different. Jagged Little Pill, it's rude. We were rude to Jagged Little Pill.
REM
La
had
Soul.
multiple albums.
How
The
about-
Foo Fighters, by the way.
they're split up by their albums. Their songs are divided equally amongst their greatness, I believe.
I just never
What is
saw
it?
them as a '90s band.
The Color and the Shape.
Yeah,
was
it
90s.
was right at the end.
Right?
It was.
Yeah.
I watched
Foo Fighters
Blue
was
Conference
90s, right?
in the '90s. Yes.
Well,
And Dave
yeah,
Grohl
I
sits
hear
right
what
there
you're
on the
saying,
wall.
but how about this? Arrested Development gets no love. Tennessee, Mr. Wendell,
Mr.
People
Wendell.
Every Day.
Go ahead, Mr. Wendell.
Well, it was a 3-song album. We just listed them. So,
Yep.
hey, I love that era. That was fun.
We are coming back in 7 days. 7 days to have a 100% amazing Tuesday night with all of you guys. Please hang out with us on Tuesday nights. It's the new Tuesday, right? It was the old Tuesday, but
Yeah.
now it's the new
Yeah.
Tuesday.
And let me say the A-Team's right. DMX gets no love. I'm politicking with this chicken, wondering if I'm a creep. I mean, I remember hearing that, and I was like, I can do that? I mean, not like DMX does it, but like on a totally different level. Gives a man confidence.
When I first heard it, I didn't understand it, and I had one of my best friends.
That portion of it?
No, just DMX in general.
Right.
When I first heard it, I was like,
Yeah.
ah. And then my roommate after college, Mike Parham, listened to DMX like around the clock, and I was like, man, that guy's actually pretty effing good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna be back next week. Yes, Greg. Potentially
You know,
after the
getting
Dan
my
Snyder
bark
vote. We
on.
will see. Until next Tuesday night, he's Tim Strachan.
It's been a lot of fun. Never done this much research before for a show.
I love it, T.
But
Make the music with your mouth,
let's keep the fun
Tim.
times rolling, man.
All right, so next week we're gonna get the show started with
Dangerous.
let's say next week's main draft is gonna be cartoon villains.
Wow.
Cartoon
Write it down.
Villains.
Main
Call it like we see
draft
it.
is
Cartoon villains. All right, that's
Brilliant.
That's what we're coming back next week with cartoon villains. We might have a separate top of the show draft just to get the cobwebs loose. It will be 7 days after all. That's a long time in between drafts. Until then, I already said Tim Strachan. He's Kevin Ricca.
Southern Playalistic Cadillac Funky Music. Please add that to the list. Not Aliens. I don't know how you mention it. And Mcconaughey, different, but Southern Playalistic deserves a little mention. 1994, I think. Maybe 92, even earlier. That was amazing. I had so much fun. I now have a playlist of about 250 songs
I know,
specifically
dude.
dedicated to tonight. Written
Spotty,
down, taking pics. It's
Oddie.
over. It's over.
Delicious.
This Memorial Day weekend, I will be banging 90s albums greatness. Thank you.
Life
Appreciate
cereal. I'm Ken Marangolo. He's Rhett Donnelly. This was Thank God It's Tuesday. We're still live.
Still
And
live?
We are still
life.
dangerous.
Dangerous. What a terrible Michael Jackson album.